This is John Edward Randall. I'd like to show you my JR's brief response that I basically sent to DARPA. There you have it, the information there. Basically, it's a response to some type of chemical, organic chemical synthesis mechanism. In which case, I basically gave my own little explanation of what I believe to be going on with chemical synthesis or organic chemical synthesis, which is basically the cloning or the synthesis or generation of organic compound within an enclosed and controlled environment. So obviously this doesn't really have that much of an effect on somebody who ain't a chemist. I'm not a chemist. I might be in the future though, but I'm not. I realize that I don't really see the effects of that periodical table. Okay, so it might be true, but since I didn't have that much experience with the periodical table of elements, I decided to take it from my own point of view as an alchemist, which is basically something that I deal with in my master thesis. Okay, so it's similar to the alien analogy, John Randall's alien analogy, which I told you the other day. How many times have you seen an alien? How many times? None? How many times have you seen an alien in your entire life? I haven't seen an alien in my entire life. Never. Never have I seen an alien or remember seeing an alien. Ever. In my entire life. Therefore, aliens don't exist. Okay? The same thing with the chemical or the periodical table of elements. I can't see an atom, like really small. How do I know if it even exists? How do I even know that? I don't. So I had to take it from my own point of view. Okay? Regardless, whatever I said in this thing is actually true. Okay? It's actually correct. Okay? So I just submitted this. I actually have 8 pages basically going through this, explaining what's going on. The end statement is, there is one awesome thing to remember. In order for it to exist, it is not necessarily the sight of a new compound that makes it synthesized as much as the ability to feel its gravity in at least one sense. Do you know what that means? It says that in black and white. Do you know what that means? It basically means it doesn't matter if you can see it reacting or not. It doesn't matter if you can see the atoms working or not. If it still acts like it's there, then it's there. Do you get what I'm saying? If the compound acts like it's there, then it's there. It doesn't matter if you can see it, sense it, touch it, smell it. I mean, you're obviously sensing it in at least one sensory device. Okay? In order for it to even, give out the data that is there. You're obviously sensing it in at least one sensory device. Whether you can see it or touch it, you don't need all of your senses. You just need one of them in order for the synthesized compound to be there. So if we created some kind of application, so let me give you an example. Just because you can't taste the food, just because you're not eating it or you can't feel the food, doesn't mean you're not being fed in your body. So that's an interesting thing. Okay, is this recording? I think it is recording. Okay, so we can use this for like synthesizing compounds based on the gravity of the compound, not necessarily the compound being able to be felt. Okay, so we can feed people without them having to eat. So that's one example. Okay, so there's other types of examples that we can use this for, like cloning something. It's like we don't necessarily have to have a light bulb in the room or something like that. Okay, obviously that's a little bit far-fetched, but just imagine, just use your imagination. Say we had the technology to basically create a light when there's no light bulb or electrical source in the room. So we create the gravity of the light, and that's why we see the space being lit up. We basically synthesize the gravity of the light. That's what we're synthesizing. We're not synthesizing the compound itself. We're synthesizing the gravity of the light. So we might not be able to feel it, but we can see it. Okay, so we're basically getting rid of other types of properties, because we don't need the properties of the gravity. We need the gravity in order to make it. So if we make the gravity, we don't have to, I think the synthesizing of the compound would be faster. In this article, I call the gravity substance K, which is right there. The gravity of the object substance K, which is basically like what I say in here is okay, yeah. Well, whatever. K is the culmination and interacting of an equation of gravity, heat or motion, time and space, and it might include other types of properties. Okay, so I'm correct with that. I'm correct. So those are some interesting types of things. I obviously didn't bring that up in the paper, but you're going to hear that on YouTube if this uploads. That's some important types of things that we can do with ideas like this. So that's where I was taking it from. That's my field of interest. It does bring up quantum broadcasting. That's my field of interest. It does pertain to the master idea, and that is also my field of interest. It looks like it froze. Jeez. Yeah. So, geez. So, I just wanted to, basically admit some of that stuff to you guys. I wrote that. My bibliography. I wrote that. Oh, geez. Let me just wait. I wrote that. Here's my bibliography. There's Gnosis, the 123-page draft by John Edward Randall. That's myself. There's some of my sites. It's actually core.com, which I have hardly been able to work on because I think I'm dealing with a hacker, but I'm not sure. It's some interesting information. It's world-changing information. Is it dangerous? Maybe if it gets in the wrong hands. You should fund my work. You should fund me. Or you should help me out by not trying to kill me off. Why would anybody have this type of information or knowledge unless they wanted to rule the world? I am next world leader. Okay? I am. All right. This is John Edward Randall. Today is Wednesday, March 1st. I already submitted it earlier today. You can find it the submission, the DARPA information online if you want to go look for it. Okay? Today is Wednesday, March 1st. And the time right now is 21:33 Eastern Time. You have a good day.